Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Sunday, January the 12th, the year 2020. Let's talk trading. Weekly opening gap. For those of you over the other side of the world, it's already Monday, but the market's open in either case. And since the market's open, we have to make sure we have our risk and money management in place, because on any one particular trade, we are not going to lose more than we are willing to lose. And as you know, boys and girls, fellow traders, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. And that trading is very dangerous. You can lose all of your money. So if you're seeking trading advice, financial advice, investment advice, find yourself an accredited financial professional and get your advice from them. That way, if you lose all your money, you know you got your advice from an accredited financial professional rather than some bloke you heard off of YouTube, right? Or somebody you read off the internet. So probably those of you in the U.S. right now are probably enjoying the football games. How about that game yesterday? It wasn't a good day for purple teams. The Vikings and the Ravens both came up short. So we've got the dollar yen inside the upper wick zone of the previous week's candle. And let's see, looks like we had a gap up of 1 pip that hasn't filled yet. So we'll look to fill that sometime this week, hopefully. And as you can see, since we've only been at this for about an hour, we have plenty of gaps to fill. So the ones that haven't filled, if you see something you like, a pair you like to trade, go for it. And as we look here, we can see we are 82 pips above the yearly open at the moment, bumping our heads right there on the previous day's midpoint. You see all these wicks that the price line is cutting across. To me, that just says, okay, in this particular case, look to go short. And since the Friday's candle was almost a doji, the open and the close were only a 7 points away. That once again usually is a reversal signal. And as you can see, we're putting in that first day of the week's range right now. Here's the weekly open. As you can see here, we're just now starting trade. We're in that inside bar of 10 days ago, daily inside bar, inside the weekly inside bar that was 4 days ago, and we're above the monthly inside bar that was 4 months ago. As you can see here, we have plenty of new candidates for inside bars. And of course, there's no range over 100 yet, the first hour. There's the yearly H1 highest open. The monthly D1 highest open right here. So you might look to see some shorting opportunities off of these levels. We've already taken out the pivot point on the buy zone here, but we missed the previous day's pivot. So look for this one to get taken out. The rat zone, there's just not enough room for rat zone. So you can see here, range is way too low. So the zones, it doesn't even look right. On the pivots, taking out the daily pivot. And we've got a weekly pivot of 108.94. So there may be a target when you get short. 108.94. We'll look at that as the week goes by. And here's our missed pivots. Right here. And here are the last two for 2020. Or the only two for 2020. Okay, prices between 60 and 50. I would wager that price doesn't stay between these two levels. So look to take the breakout. Wick zone, we're in the upper wick zone right now. Look for price to exit. We're not, well, we're near the monthly open here. 1 month ago. It's hard to tell because they're overwriting. But right here, about the 150 level, which is also psycho level, look for a short. Einstein line, you can see taking those trades already grabbed, just a few pips at the tick level. Really not that much happening. Weekly range, ATR range here, 110.42 on the upside, 108.59 on the downside. And we'll just see how price reacts around these ATR lines. And we were looking at the euro yesterday here to see taking out any of these highs and lows that have not been crisscrossed yet. So here at the yen, like to see the yen drop back down and through here. Now, there was a trader that asked me how to set up an alert. Let's see if I can remember which chart. Oh, right here. No, did they want yearly? No, they want it weekly. So weekly, close, open. They wanted to know how to set up an alert. So right here on the dashboard, we'll edit it. Sound alert, true, mail or push. You set those to true. Then let's come down here. Okay, close minus open. Indicate a threshold. So let's say you want to know if it's within 5 pips. So you put a 5 there. And you can see if it's within 5 pips plus or minus of the open. It highlights it in magenta. Turn on the alerts, it would print out an alert for you down here at the bottom. Probably can't see it on the monitor. Or it can also pop up on the screen. So that's how you do those alerts. And it can get to be pretty noisy. So alert, oops, wrong indicator. Especially if you want to sound the alert. You can show the messages. And so you also have your alert colors depending on which indicator you choose. And here you have your threshold alerts right here. Color alert blue, color threshold magenta. So that was a threshold alert. Min and max, just so you know, these are for when you're using the internal indicators, something like an RSI or something where you might want to have 80 and 20 as your thresholds. Now let me see, were there any other questions? Somebody wanted to know about that year to date, but I think I answered that the other day. This just does year to date. Now, even though it has bars and periods, I just set it up to look at the year to date basically for the current year, and it might also work for the previous year, but it was just something I was playing with at the time. I really wasn't trying to make it completely flexible. So I don't know, I might look at updating that indicator at some time. And somebody else asked about, oh yeah, the M candles indicator. They wanted to, I don't think I'm using that on any of these charts. They wanted to shade different time frames. Why did that happen? Where'd it go? They wanted to shade different time frames, but I think this is current. I don't know if it shouldn't matter. We go down here and see you can shade current day, you can shade previous day. You can barely see that shading there, but it is shading, and it shades from the high to the low. Let's see, maybe if I switch over to an M5 chart, you can see that shading for the day. So if you just need the current day or the previous day, that's one way you can do it. And I think there's an indicator called large candles that you can also use to superimpose those day candles on a lower time frame chart. But if I remember correctly, that M candles or candles M indicator only works up to 240, the H4 bars. So that's pretty much it, fellow traders. For today, starting the week out, let's start it out right. Make sure your stop losses are in place. And as you're trading, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks this week.